What's going on, gardeners? It's Monday, December 13th, and it's after dark here on the southeastern coast of North Carolina, but I am working overtime tonight to help all of you last-minute Christmas shoppers out there. If you're like me and you have people on your Christmas list every single year that you struggle to think of gifts for, and it's a mad dash at the end of the season to try and find them something, you're in luck if that person is a gardener, because I have put together a list of all of my favorite garden supplies that make great last-minute Christmas gifts for the gardeners on your Christmas list. And the best news of all of these items are extremely affordable. Over the past 2 years, I've put a lot of hard work and effort into building an extensive Amazon storefront chock full of all of my favorite gardening supplies that I use myself every single year in my garden. And all of the recommendations that I'm giving you in this video will be in my Amazon storefront. You can find my Amazon storefront in the video description. It's the top link on every single one of my videos. So just check the video description and you'll find it right there. Now, for those of you that say, oh, he's just selling you something, let me just tell you what an Amazon storefront actually is. An Amazon storefront is nothing more than a collection of links that link back to Amazon. And when you buy an item from my Amazon storefront, it doesn't cost you a single penny more than if you manually search for that item on Amazon. The only difference is Amazon gives me a referral bonus for showing you the product. So if you were to buy the item from my store, I get a small commission as a thank you from Amazon. But it doesn't cost you a single extra penny. So it's a great way to support me and to support the channel if you like these videos at no additional cost to you. Now that you understand how the storefront works, I want to show you all of my favorite gift ideas. One of the best things that you can buy a gardener on your Christmas list, believe it or not, is fertilizers. I myself would love to get a bag of fertilizer as a Christmas gift. In my garden, I always have 3 things in stock, and that is a good all-purpose organic granulated fertilizer, fish emulsion, and bone meal. But there's plenty of other things that I like to have in stock, like blood meal, like Epsom salt, like crab and lobster shell meal, triple phosphate, potassium, a soluble 20-20-20 like Jack's All-Purpose. All of these things I have linked in my Amazon storefront. So I suggest you take a look, see if there's any interesting fertilizers in there that you'd like to buy, because they make a great large gift if you'd like to get them a big bag, or you can get smaller bottles of fertilizer as a great stocking stuffer. The next items that make great stocking stuffers are natural and organic insecticides. And my favorite insecticide in my garden is pyrethrin concentrate. Pyrethrin concentrate is made naturally from the chrysanthemum. It is the broadest spectrum insecticide you can buy. It's great for ants, ticks, aphids, beetles, even Japanese beetles, stink bugs, shield bugs. It wipes out pretty much everything except it's not great with worms, but it is great for the adult moths. Now for worm control, I recommend spinosad. You can get spinosad either in liquid concentrate or you can get it in dust form, which is awesome for the squash vine borer to sprinkle that along your vines. A third thing that's great to have in stock is BT. That is great against caterpillars and it's completely harmless to pollinators. So check out the insect control section of my Amazon storefront for some great products that are natural and almost all organic for organic pest control. The next thing I want to feature are natural and organic fungicides. One of my favorite fungicides is the natural bacteria-based Monterey Complete Disease Control. This is just a natural bacteria that coats your leaves and it protects against bacteria and fungal growth. It is awesome, especially early in the season. Then we have liquid copper fungicide, which is one of the strongest natural fungicides you can get. Very effective for difficult to grow plants. And then we have sulfur dust, also known as wettable sulfur. This is extremely effective against things like rust. It also kills spider mites and a number of other things. So this has a dual pest control and fungicide property. And then if you have a problem with snails and slugs, you can also use this natural iron phosphate slug bait. It's great if you have a problem with them. And now is the ideal time for many of us to buy fungicides and insecticides because it's off season and they're generally selling for a fraction of the price that they sell during spring and summer when they're in high demand. So even if you don't have somebody on your list that needs fungicide and insecticide products, I strongly recommend you stock up now because as everybody knows, we're having a lot of supply chain issues. There's a lot of shortages and chances are it's going to be harder to get these things in the spring and summer and prices prices are going to go way up. So stock up now for your own benefit, and again, they all make great stocking stuffers. Now that I showed you all of my favorite insecticide and fungicide concentrates, let's talk about the most awesome sprayer that exists on planet Earth to distribute it. I absolutely love this ULV sprayer. I've been using it all year, and it has absolutely revolutionized my whole pest and disease control routine. I used to painfully spray with a 2-gallon pump sprayer, and it would take over an hour for me to spray my garden several times a week. Now I get the job done in only about 10 to 15 minutes flat. And because this ULV sprayer micronizes the spray, I get far better coverage. It blankets all of my plants underneath the leaves and on top of the leaves, and I get twice as much coverage with this 2-gallon tank that I do with a 2-gallon pump sprayer. So I've cut my concentrate usage in half. While this ULV sprayer is not exactly cheap, it is somewhat affordable, and over time you will save so much money on concentrates it will pay for itself. So this is one of those great larger gift ideas for the gardener on your Christmas list, or if you just want to get an awesome tool for yourself, buy this baby. It has made my life so much easier. The next items for your consideration are various means of plant protection. Do you have somebody that is growing cold-sensitive trees in ground, and when they get a frost or a hard freeze, they may have to run out and throw a tarp over it? Well, I do things like that, but I've made my life easier by buying these plant jackets that have drawstrings on them. You simply slip them right over the plant, you pull the drawstring shut, and because these allow about 80-something% UV transmission through, you don't have to run outside and take the tarp off the next day for fear that the plant won't get any light or the tarp will get too hot and it'll burn up. You can actually leave these on for days, if not weeks at a time. Or you can buy somebody something like floating row covers if they like growing cold crops during the winter and they just need, they want to build a little low tunnel and they need a little bit more cold protection. Or maybe they're like me and they have a ton of insect pressure during the summer. You can get them insect netting. Just little things like that that can help them throughout the year or extend their growing season. I know I would personally love something like that. Then I have a tremendous number of goodies linked in my garden accessories section. My favorite tool is probably my amazing Japanese pruning saw that I use to take cuttings and prune all of my fig and fruit trees. This thing is absolutely amazing. I even use this to build most of my raised beds. Then I have things like grafting toolkits, which are really awesome if you want to learn how to graft trees. I have things like paint marker pens in case you want to be able to write directly on hardwood or label your cuttings. I have things like fabric grow bags of all different sizes. I have things like garden carts linked. I have things like gorilla carts linked that are like dump carts or wheelbarrows. I use all of these things not only to haul materials and dump compost and other soil products, but I use them to cart my sensitive fruit trees in and out of the garage during the cool season. They save my back and they make my life so much easier, and they are shockingly affordable and ship free. I have a huge selection of different seedling starting tools, like seedling heat mats of all different sizes, a seedling heat mat thermostat, which will absolutely revolutionize your ability to both start seeds and to root cuttings as well with precision temperature control. I have different methods of starting seeds like peat pellets, like peat pellet trays. I have all of these standard 6-cell trays linked if you need a whole bunch of them for dirt cheap. I have things like plant labels in there if you need to label your plants. There is a ton of different supplies in there for you to check out. I even have a section reserved for Dale and all of his favorite things, which I can only describe as a total embarrassment of riches. He has more toys than the average boy. So if you have a fur baby of your own, for all of you dog moms and dads out there, I have all of Dale's favorite things linked as well in case you need to give your pet a little bit of a Christmas gift too. And that right there is just a small list of some of my favorite things that are linked in my Amazon storefront. So please check out the video description, click on that storefront link, and browse and see if there's anything in there that's interesting for you. They're even starting to populate some of the bare root things, like bare root strawberries and asparagus and berry bushes, so you can get people live bare root plants as well for a very inexpensive price. So definitely check that out. So for all of you last minute shoppers out there, or you shoppers that are struggling to find a gift for the gardener on your Christmas list, I sure hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you're notified when we release more videos like these. Again, everything featured in this video and more is linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. Also check out our spread shop if you want to buy some custom merch as well. If you order it now, you can still get it before Christmas. So thank you all again so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video. Hey Dale, can you go on your bed? Such a good boy.